Have you ever stopped to wonder who's actually talking when you hear the voice in your head? Is it truly you, or is it something else entirely? By the end of this journey, you'll not only uncover the hidden force shaping your thoughts, but also learn how to reclaim your inner peace and step into a new sense of freedom. Think about this. How many sleepless nights have you spent replaying a conversation you wish had gone differently? Or how often have you doubted yourself because of a harsh voice whispering, "You're not good enough"? What if I told you that voice is not the real you? Most of us live our lives believing every thought that crosses our minds, good, bad, and everything in between. But what if the thoughts weren't always yours? What if you could observe them, detach from them, and discover the quiet truth beneath all the noise? Throughout history, mystics, philosophers, and even modern psychologists have questioned the nature of the mind. Is it our ally, our enemy, or perhaps something much deeper, an enigma waiting to be understood? You are not your thoughts, you are the awareness observing them. Let's explore what that truly means. Let's begin with a simple yet profound question. What is the mind? Most people think of it as a tool, something we use to think, plan, and solve problems. But if that's the case, why does it often feel like the mind has a life of its own? Consider this. Have you ever tried to sit in silence, only to be bombarded by an endless stream of thoughts? One moment, you're reflecting on your day. The next, you're lost in a memory from years ago, or worrying about a future that hasn't even happened. It's as if your thoughts have their own agenda, pulling you in every direction. This chaotic chatter, often called the monkey mind, can leave us feeling trapped. But here's the truth that many people overlook. You are not your thoughts. Let's unpack this further. Imagine you're sitting by a river, watching the water flow. The river represents your thoughts, constantly moving, changing, and flowing. Now ask yourself, are you the river, or are you the observer sitting on the bank watching the river go by? Most of us live our lives identifying with the river, swept away by its currents. We believe every thought, react to every emotion, and let the mind dictate our reality. But what if you could step back and simply observe? This idea isn't new. Ancient spiritual teachings, from Eastern philosophies to modern mindfulness practices, emphasize the distinction between the thinker and the observer. The thinker is the voice in your head, the one narrating your life. The observer, on the other hand, is the silent witness, the part of you that notices the thoughts without being consumed by them. But why is this important? Because the moment you realize you are the observer, not the thinker, you unlock a profound freedom. Suddenly, you're no longer at the mercy of every negative thought or limiting belief. You can see them for what they are, passing clouds in the vast sky of your awareness. This shift in perspective is transformative. It allows you to reclaim your power, break free from the mind's grip, and connect with a deeper sense of self. And it all starts with one simple practice: observation. The next time a thought arises, pause for a moment. Instead of reacting to it, ask yourself, who is noticing this thought? In that pause, you'll glimpse the observer, your true self, quietly watching from the background. Understanding this distinction is the foundation for everything we'll explore in this journey. It's the key to unraveling the hidden voice behind your thoughts and discovering the profound truth of who you really are. Now that we've uncovered the distinction between the thinker and the observer, let's delve deeper into the nature of this hidden voice behind your thoughts. The first thing to understand is that the mind, as powerful as it is, operates like a recording device. From the moment you were born, it has been absorbing information, words, experiences, beliefs, and storing them as mental patterns. These patterns often play on repeat, shaping the way you perceive the world. Think about this. How many of your thoughts are truly original? If you examine them closely, you'll notice that most of them are echoes of the past, recycled memories, societal expectations, or inherited beliefs. For instance, when you hear a critical voice in your head saying, "You're not good enough," Whose voice is it, really? Is it yours, or is it something you picked up along the way? This leads us to a profound realization. Much of the inner dialogue we experience isn't personal. It's a collection of impressions and influences from the world around us. Parents, teachers, friends, and even the media have all contributed to the stories we tell ourselves. Over time, these stories become so deeply ingrained that we mistake them for the truth. But here's where it gets interesting. The mind isn't just a passive recorder, it's also a storyteller. It takes these patterns and weaves them into narratives that define our identity. If you've ever caught yourself thinking, "I always mess things up," or "I'll never be successful," that's the mind constructing a story based on past experiences. The problem is, these stories often go unchallenged. We accept them as facts and allow them to dictate our decisions, relationships, and sense of self-worth. But what if the stories aren't true? Here's an analogy to consider. Imagine you're watching a movie. You know it's just a film, a series of scenes created by a director. Yet, while you're immersed in it, it feels real. You laugh, cry, and even forget you're sitting in a theater. In the same way, the mind creates a mental movie, and we become so absorbed in it that we forget it's not the ultimate reality. Breaking free from this illusion starts with awareness. The next time you notice a negative or limiting thought, pause and ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just a story my mind is telling me? By questioning the narrative, you create space to see beyond it. One powerful practice to deepen this awareness is journaling. Take a few minutes each day to write down your recurring thoughts, especially the ones that feel heavy or self-critical. Then examine them objectively. Ask yourself, where did this thought come from? Is it serving me or is it holding me back? This simple act of reflection can help you separate fact from fiction and begin rewriting the stories that no longer serve you. Remember, you have the power to be the author of your own narrative. As we continue this journey, keep this truth in mind. You are not your thoughts, and you are not the stories they create. You are the observer, the one who holds the pen, ready to write a new chapter. Now that we've explored how the mind constructs stories from past experiences, let's consider another dimension of this hidden voice: its tendency to resist the present moment. Have you ever noticed how the mind constantly pulls you into two places, either reliving the past or projecting into the future? Rarely does it allow you to rest in the here and now. This is because the mind thrives on time. It replays old regrets and imagines future scenarios, keeping you trapped in a loop of what was and what might be. This resistance to the present moment isn't accidental. It's a defense mechanism. The mind is wired to seek safety and certainty, and it believes that by analyzing the past or preparing for the future, it can protect you. But ironically, this very habit creates stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Think about it. How often do you feel at peace when your thoughts are racing about unfinished tasks, upcoming deadlines, or conversations you wish had gone differently? The mind's chatter pulls you away from the simplicity and beauty of the present. This phenomenon has been studied both in spiritual traditions and modern science. Ancient wisdom, from Zen Buddhism to Advaita Vedanta, teaches that the present moment is the only reality. The past is a memory, and the future is an imagination. Both exist only as thoughts. Similarly, neuroscience confirms that much of our mental activity is dominated by default mode network DMN activity, which is the brain's tendency to wander when not engaged in a task. But here's the liberating insight. You can train your mind to return to the present moment. You can step out of the endless loop of past and future and anchor yourself in the now, where peace and clarity reside. One simple practice is mindful breathing. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts, take a moment to focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, feeling the air enter your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing tension. As you do this, notice how your mind begins to quiet down. Another technique is grounding yourself through sensory awareness. Pay attention to the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. What do you see right now? What do you hear? What can you feel beneath your feet or in your hands? These small moments of presence disrupt the mind's tendency to wander and bring you back to reality. It's also helpful to adopt a mantra or affirmation that reminds you of the present. For example, repeating, "I am here, I am now," can help refocus your attention when your thoughts start to spiral. Over time, these practices train your mind to embrace the present rather than resist it. And as you do, you'll begin to notice something remarkable. The hidden voice behind your thoughts starts to quiet. The more you anchor yourself in the present, the less power the mind's chatter has over you. This doesn't mean you'll never have thoughts about the past or future, but instead of being controlled by them, you'll observe them with detachment. You'll see them for what they are, passing clouds in the sky of your awareness. Remember this: the present moment is where life happens. It's where joy, creativity, and connection reside. The more you embrace it, the more you align with the truth of who you are, beyond the mind's illusions. Now, imagine a life where the voice in your head no longer controls you. Instead of being swept away by its stories or fears, you experience a profound sense of calm and clarity. This is not just a dream. It's a reality you can create by transforming your relationship with your thoughts. The first step in this transformation is recognizing the power of choice. Every time a thought arises, you have a choice. You can engage with it, letting it dictate your emotions and actions, or you can observe it without attachment. This simple shift in perspective can change everything. Let's explore what this looks like in practice. Picture a moment when a self-critical thought arises, like, "I'm not good enough." In the past, you might have believed this thought and allowed it to impact your mood or decisions. But now, with awareness, you pause. Instead of reacting, you ask yourself, "Is this thought serving me? Does it reflect the truth of who I am?" By questioning the thought, you create space to choose a different response. You might replace the self-critical voice with a compassionate one, saying, "I am doing my best, and that is enough." Over time, these small shifts accumulate, leading to a profound inner transformation. Another powerful tool for transformation is gratitude. The mind often fixates on what's missing, what's wrong, or what could go wrong. Gratitude flips this script by focusing on what's present, what's right, and what's already abundant. Each day, take a moment to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They can be as simple as the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter, or the breath flowing in and out of your body. Gratitude not only quiets the mind's negativity, but also opens your heart to the beauty of the present moment. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, transforming your inner landscape. Visualization is another technique that can catalyze change. Close your eyes and picture the version of yourself who is free from the mind's chatter. See yourself waking up each morning with a sense of peace and purpose, navigating challenges with ease, and connecting deeply with others. Hold this image in your mind and let it inspire your actions. This vision is not an unattainable ideal. It's a reflection of your true self, the one that exists beyond the layers of thought and conditioning. As you align with this vision, you'll start to embody it in your daily life. Finally, consider integrating a meditation practice into your routine. Meditation is like a gym for your mind, training it to observe without attachment. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. When thoughts arise, notice them without judgment, and gently return your attention to the breath. This practice strengthens your ability to observe rather than react, bringing you closer to the essence of who you are. As you embrace these practices, you'll notice a profound shift in how you experience life. The voice in your head will no longer feel like a burden, but rather a tool you can use consciously. You'll move through life with greater clarity, confidence, and peace, no longer defined by the stories your mind creates. Imagine what this freedom could mean for your relationships, your work, and your sense of purpose. Without the weight of unnecessary thoughts, you'll have more energy to pour into what truly matters. You'll experience life with a renewed sense of wonder, seeing each moment as a gift. This transformation is not about silencing the mind completely. It's about changing your relationship with it. It's about realizing that you are the observer, the one who chooses, the one who creates. And with this realization, you unlock the potential to live a life that feels authentic, empowered, and deeply fulfilling. As we've journeyed through understanding the hidden voice behind your thoughts, one truth emerges with profound clarity. You are not your mind, you are the awareness observing it. This distinction is the key to unlocking a life of freedom and inner peace. Think of your thoughts as waves on the surface of the ocean. Some are gentle ripples, while others are crashing storms. But beneath the surface lies the still, vast, and unchanging depths. That depth is your true self, the essence that exists beyond the noise of the mind. Many spiritual traditions refer to this essence as the soul, the higher self, or pure consciousness. It's the part of you that is timeless, unshaken by the chaos of daily life. When you connect with this deeper aspect of your being, you begin to see life from a broader perspective. Challenges become opportunities for growth. Pain becomes a teacher. And every moment, no matter how mundane, becomes an expression of the divine. The world around you doesn't change, but your experience of it transforms. You realize that true freedom isn't about controlling your thoughts or circumstances. It's about trusting the flow of life and embracing the present moment. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. By stepping into the role of the observer, you reclaim your rightful place as the master of your mind. You no longer need to fight against your thoughts or be consumed by them. Instead, you can watch them come and go, like clouds passing through the sky. This journey is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been, the still, silent awareness beneath it all. And in that remembering, you find the peace you've been seeking. We've reached the end of this journey, but in many ways, it's just the beginning. Together, we've uncovered the truth about the hidden voice behind your thoughts and how it influences your life. More importantly, you've learned that this voice is not who you are. You are the observer, the awareness behind the mind. This realization is the foundation for a life of freedom, clarity, and peace. By understanding the nature of your thoughts and detaching from their grip, you've taken the first step toward reclaiming your inner power. Let's recap the key insights from this journey. First, your thoughts are not facts. They are patterns shaped by past experiences and external influences. Recognizing this allows you to question and rewrite the stories that no longer serve you. Second, the present moment is your anchor. By practicing mindfulness and grounding yourself in the now, you can break free from the mind's endless cycle of past and future, finding peace in the only moment that truly exists. Finally, transformation begins with choice. Every time a thought arises, you have the power to observe it, question it, and decide whether it aligns with your true self. Now, as you step back into your life, I invite you to carry these practices with you. Take a few moments each day to connect with your breath, to observe your thoughts without judgment, and to embrace the stillness within. Remember, this is not about silencing the mind completely. It's about changing your relationship with it. Share in the comments. What is one thought or belief you're ready to let go of today? Your journey could inspire someone else to start their own. And always remember, you are not the storm. You are the sky. Beneath the ever-changing waves of thought lies the vast, unshaken truth of who you really are. Freedom is already within you, waiting to be uncovered.